Hi, and welcome to my ICT activity. And today we are going to focus on Year 7, and we've got a unit on sustainability. And we're just going to focus on the ICT integration. We're going to have a look at one of the smaller activities and then quickly talk more broadly about how ICT could be integrated into the entire unit. Now, the basic structure of this unit is that it covers content descriptors above. You can read those, and it aims to get the students to think about how they could apply First Nations practices around sustainability to a problem in the local community where food webs were being disrupted by people. Now, we're going to go on to a focused activity. The focused activity is going to focus in on local local ecosystems content descriptor. It covers as the following: predicting the effects on local ecosystems when living things such as pollinators or predators are removed from or die out in the area. So rather than presenting that information as a teacher at the front and make it very teacher led, I have made a quest within Classcraft for the students to go through as teams, and they can go through as individuals, but they earn points as teams. Should clarify that. Um, and so they're going to go through basically their base information in the form of the quest. There's a little link into the quest there if you did want to have a look at it. The purpose of focusing the activity like this is to make it more student centered, and it also makes it accessible, from what I understand, once the students have their login away from school. All right, we're going to quickly go into how does this link to the new pedagogies for deep learning. This doesn't cover all six, um, but the unit as a whole would cover all six, but this little activity, which starts the unit off, covers nicely collaboration as the students work together digitally. They can talk to each other within the game and work together online. That's how they get points. I actually don't mind if the worksheets within the quest are done as a group. It really wouldn't matter, and probably would lead to more meaningful information for them, which they can then base their assignment off, which will be done as a group project. But this little activity itself, yeah, allows for that collaboration, allows for the talk about digital citizenship before we start. The class needs to review rules. We've got to review the school policy about what goes online and what doesn't go online and how we act. It also would allow the teacher to come back in if there was inappropriate behaviour, would open up that discussion for what the expectations are and why we might be seeing those activities as a digital citizen that we don't want and how they might affect us in the future. And I believe working within the digital space as a character, because the students get to make a little avatar for themselves, um, just allows them to feel out, especially at such a young age, they're sort of 11 and 12 in grade 7, what it is to be a person online. And you would hope that this would be a positive experience for them, and it might, in some cases, be their first experience as making a little avatar for themselves, interacting online, and sort of the rules and regulations and how that isn't complete anonymity that I think some people, even adults, feel like they get online. So it just allows to expand them as a person, in their own character and how they want to present themselves to the world. Now let's quickly link this into SAMR. So the main idea for the students really, I feel, sits only in substitution. Like this information, like I said, could easily be presented out the front of the class. We could hand out all the worksheets, that's fine. So if the internet crashed and we're in a rural setting and it all doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. I've still got the the sheets and the quizzes are created in Google Docs. I can print them out. I've got that backup. So it really feels like substitution, although I like that the game is more student centered with me being the facilitator instead of the deliverer. Um, and the group interaction and the teams part of the game and setting things like the noise level for the classroom and that sort of thing. I that's modification. Like you can't do that without the technology. Um, you could gamify it, I guess, in person without the computer, but it would look really different. Really quickly, because it's something I was thinking of, I just wanted to say the other areas in this unit where should I expand this unit in the future, where I would like to include the ICT, is I really like the idea of the students being able to collaborate online to create these solutions within the local community for, or just don't necessarily have to be solutions, but the acknowledgement of when something is not being done sustainably and how that might be affecting the environment and how we might be able to do it better. So solutions is probably the wrong word, alternatives. And I like that they would be able to collaborate with other students across Australia. And even being a rural town, I like the idea that we could jump on and do something like this on a platform. Um, Off the top of my head, doing something like VoiceThread or even putting it on YouTube. It is definitely out there on a wider scale then. But if you were to focus classrooms within Queensland at a similar time on similar topics, you could definitely have interaction in that space. Anyway, this is just sort of my musings on where I could take this further for this unit. And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoy.